So I thought I'd make this quick video about ZBrush on the iPad, and that's certainly significant. And obviously, it's been like Nomad Sculpt, and okay, it's not ZBrush, but there's just been other sculpting apps on the iPad, and things like Procreate, and obviously you got the Affinity Suite. There's a number of apps on the iPad, and as much as like the big boys in inverted commas, Adobe and such, are sort of slightly rubbished it, and then finally come around to the fact that that's what the youth are using, right? I mean, there's no end of iPad Twitch streamers, illustrators, and stuff. It's a great tool. I have an iPad. It's not powerful enough to run the latest ZBrush, unfortunately. But yeah, it's the thing about it is it's sort of, I think traditional desktop apps sort of ignore the iPad at their peril. I mean, I mean, I mentioned this on the stream. It'd be cool if they could pair the iPad to the Vision Pro, and you could sculpt on the iPad and see it in 3D on the Vision Pro. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? I don't know if that's going to happen. Although you can do things maybe not to the fidelity, with obviously the Quest and its sculpting offerings, as I've demonstrated in all the sculpting programs that are available for the Quest. I mean, the problem with sculpting with VR is you don't have the tactile feedback, so you kind of need that tablet to push against. That's kind of what makes the magic work with iPad and Wacom or Cintiq and such. But it's good to see that they've come around, and there's a free offering. So the question is, do I want to buy a new iPad to try out their free offering? And I use the iPad with Shaper 3D, and I use it with my DJI drone. And yeah, I mean, but money's a bit tight at the moment, so probably not going to rush out and buy another one. The latest M1, or I guess it's M2 now, or maybe M3. I don't know. I've lost count. But yeah, I think it's positive. I mean, the thing that I've always said about the iPad is it doesn't. Whenever I use my iPad, it doesn't feel like work, right? Whereas, much like a room, your office, or your workplace, you go to work, it feels like work. Sitting behind the computer, it feels like work. With the iPad, it's just like it feels like a pad, right? And you can be sitting in your sofa, sitting in your bed, going. This is the thing; it doesn't feel like work, which is slightly a dangerous thing, because obviously, you want your 9 to 5, clock in, do the work, and then go home and not think about work. So where it sort of blurs the boundaries a little bit, but if it's just for you, it's a pretty cool thing. And for me, for the 3D printing, it's always great to grab the iPad for Shaper 3D. And it's like, I was just thinking the other day, I want to make a lid for my Sharpie pen that has magnets that stick to the fridge. So I thought, and I had a quick look on Thingiverse, and I saw that there was someone had done the claw hammer like shapy pen lid, and I thought, I'll just download that, and it, for whatever reason, it worked. And I thought, I'll just make one in Shaper 3D and make some holes for the magnets. I've got a load of fridge magnets to put on the claw hammer, so I have like a little claw hammer pen lid for my Shaper for my Sharpie. So I have it by my calendar on my fridge, which is and it's just great. The iPad's great like that, in that you can it's just something you just grab and then get something down with, and it's great for the Shaper 3D, for the CAD, and with the sculpting stuff, I guess that'd be good for that. I have never used Nomad Sculpt, but it's $20 permanent license for life, as opposed to the $90 per year. So for ZBrush iPad version, although as I say, there is a free offering, because I guess they're sort of beta testing it or whatever. Okay, that's it. It was just my little thoughts about the like I say, I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I'm on the kind of like, I want permanent licenses the software I buy, so I can just stay with that version forever if I want. It's like if I bought a chisel, I don't want suddenly the chisel next year say, "Oh, sorry, you need to buy a new chisel now," and a new hammer for your sculpting because you only bought it for a year. I hate that. I so hate that. I hate it with an absolute passion because it's this whole kind of, this sort of a what's it they say, sort of co-opting the sort of tech bro co-opting your social graph within like Facebook and Instagram, and it's like great exposure, but you then they're then your they mediate your exposure, and I don't want that with my tools. It's just sort of like you will own nothing and be happy kind of thinking. It's like I want to buy the tool once, and ideally the tool to last my lifetime. And I hate this whole idea of buying things as a service for a year. I mean, it makes maybe a bit more cost effective, but I like to buy quality once for life if I can. Um, and as opposed to like a work in progress like that expires every year. Okay, that's it.